Hello, everyone. This is Marc and Emily. We thought it might be a small group. I'm even happy Emily showed up, so thank you for being here. This is just to relay a few things. So this will be a short, probably 10, 15-minute Zoom to tell you a few things. One of the first things I want to say to not forget is about needing photographs. So for those your headshots. So for those of you that know that I don't have your headshot, please email that to me, mark@makundastudio.com, and that'll help me with getting some of the marketing materials together. So please do that ASAP. And so I just want to not forget that. And then the next important point of business is for Emily to say hello and introduce yourself.
Let's see where we're going. Hello, hello. So I'm Emily. I'm one of the co-founders of Tendwall Collective. Um, so we've been collaborating on these fairs since the beginning. I can't believe it's been 3 years now.
We're
It's
going
wild
on fourth year.
going on. I know it's amazing. Um, so yeah, just really happy to continue to have these spaces. And I love the December fair at Makunda Studio. I love them all for different reasons, but it's a nice, sweet, cozy um, winter wonderland experience. So,
And who's by your side
and
there?
he's, I know I was like, as I awkwardly, I'm like petting off camera. I should
I
probably
know. I'm like, what's
This is
Emily?
Lady Cat. So she's getting groomed. So she's a little perturbed.
Yes. Well, it's fun to get to be gearing into the fourth year, which is wild to be thinking that. And this is our 13th fair, our lucky 13. Um, Emily and I were talking also just about the panel discussions, reviewing some of that. So that was something I wanted us to go over. Those of you that are in a panel discussion were sent emails to help you connect with your group so that you could start to find a way to chat about your topic and yeah, and just have a little preparation before the day. This is Emily and I, when we were talking, Emily was saying, well, it still is kind of a conversation circle, which it is. So think of it more of that casual way of being in conversation with one another and the attendees, but there's just a little bit more attention on planning because there is an intentional bringing together two of you that have slightly different backgrounds or very different backgrounds, but similar maybe agendas or missions or values that the moderator, I think, also has an interesting connection point. So it could generate some really nice conversation. They're longer than our usual conversation circles. Usually their conversation circles are 30 minutes, and these are going to be 40 minutes because there's two of you and the moderator. And there may be others of us that might pop in and help also be involved in the conversation to help it flow. But generally, yeah, you three that are in those um, will guide that and hopefully open it up to attendees. So for all of you in those groups, I did send out this document. And I'll just go ahead and share it briefly here on the screen. So I wanted to keep it a little more lighthearted so you wouldn't panic. So, oh my God, I'm on a panel. What do I do? Be gutsy. And I was just starting to come up with things before I came up with the be gutsy. I had like breathe together, ground together, do this and I'm like, oh, I'm spelling out some phrase I can tell. And that's when I just thought, you know what? Let's be gutsy. Breathe together, empower together, ground together. So kind of a collective energy to start it with, and then unlock your own wisdom. Trust yourself, speak from your heart, and yield to your higher self. So it goes back to your voice and where you can speak from because you are really the master of your own experience. And then I just couldn't help. Emily and I were also talking about AI, and I've been telling her how much I've been using AI as a little bit of a reference. So AI says gutsy means having courage, determination, and boldness, often in the face of difficulty. It can also describe something vigorous, robust, or uninhibited, such as bold writing, strong flavors, or a powerful performance. So I liked all that. I was like, thank you, AI. Just to give a little bit of support for the idea of sharing, to be bold and have it come from a place that's uninhibited at the same time. Um, yeah, it feels like it's grounded in your personal viewpoint. So the way I look at a moderator host is that they're working to steer the conversation, maybe even spark a little debate between the two panelists, and then connect the panelists and attendees ultimately. And the panelist is there to help share their specific and particular knowledge, adding their perspective, and then to engage with the moderator and attendees. That was just kind of like this general um, high level view of this when I thought about it, and also used AI to help me find some other perspectives. And just some general notes. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can look through these if they feel like they help you. Um, you can see if that, as the moderator host, you give a little bit of guidance, as the panelist, a little bit of guidance, and then just some general notes. One of the main things I want to point out is just to remember that we'll be sharing with fellow practitioners at this particular event. So rather than your, general uh, public, these are people who understand that your journey has been one of service, or your journey has been one of coming from a personal experience that then inspired you to do something in a more communal way. So that might be interesting to consider, what might be most interesting to share in that context. Yeah. And then I also like to just point out that the planning part is helpful, that I'm guiding you all and suggesting, but in the moment connections are what's key. And I think people feel that, when you're in the moment of that. I would say the moderator host might have the most to consider in a way because you're guiding it, but all three of you really can be guiding together. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share about that. Do you have any like spontaneous thoughts on what that came up for you, or what came up for you, or anything you might want to add?
I don't think so. I think you covered it really.
Okay, that's cool. Yay. Um, what else did we want to do? I think so. Other marketing things. I think what we have found is like word of mouth is one of the best things. I often say, send a text message or however you like to best communicate with some of your people. It's like do it to 10 of your friends or cohorts or coworkers or family members. Think of 10 people that you would, of course, in this case, it's practitioners. So think of 10 practitioners that maybe we lower the bar. Think of 5 practitioners that you could imagine really attending, and then
Mhm.
reach out to them directly instead of just like a mass email. It seems to always be the case that when you do that one-on-one, like you can probably recognize when that's happened to you. Like when a friend says, "Hey, I want you to join me at this event," because they reached out directly, that makes a big difference. We already have 18 people that have signed up through Eventbrite, which is more than we usually have at this stage, especially because there's not been that much marketing. So these are just people who happen to find it on Eventbrite or the few times I've sent out messages. So that's good. We're hoping that number could get all the way up to 80, knowing that people don't show up, knowing that people are going to come in waves. So yeah, so there's more to go, and I think that'll come from you all reaching out to your groups, your communities. So I'll reiterate that in the email, and there is the marketing folder that has the press release, it has some graphics, so you can refer to all that. And then lastly, the website will get updated by December 1st to show the current schedule. And I think everything feels solid now and pretty clear for everybody, and everybody's agreed on it. So I'll go ahead and post that, but that's where I will need the pictures. So until I get your picture, there'll just be a blank box. Um, but I would love to be able to fill in that picture. And I do another graphic and a posting that shows everybody. It's nice to see all the faces of who's at the fair. And I think I'll share more on the Eventbrite too. The Eventbrite currently has, I think, 8 of our faces to just say who's involved, but it would be fun to show everybody and to put the schedule on Eventbrite, which could also help, get people here. Anything you can think of, Emily, in terms of like getting the word out or marketing or
I think, yeah, just trying to get those messages out, like even this weekend,
Hmm.
because I know this time of year is so busy and people's schedules really, really fill up. Um, and I think letting people know that this is a spacious event. So it actually might be, even though it might feel like something, you might have like a holiday thing in the evening, but like maybe coming here and just like sitting at the coloring table or receiving the sound healing, I'm trying to think, all the different conversations could be that really nice kind of energy. Um, Refilling, that's the intention. So figuring out a way to communicate that to whoever you're inviting, I think might be really helpful this time of year.
I like that. Yeah, instead of like one more thing I have to add on to my holiday schedule, this could actually be that thing that helps support you get through all the many things you've got to do,
Yeah,
obligations. This could feel like a relief.
I know
Yeah,
that for me.
that's
Yeah.
good. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I think that's it. I don't think this anything else. I mean, we'll continue to have these meetings the following 2 Fridays. Um, it's kind of crazy to recognize. I think that literally is all that's left are 2 more Fridays.
mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, yeah, use this weekend to get the word out. And then we'll just keep doing stuff to have marketing happen through Instagram, through SF Fun Cheap, through any other places. If you all have resources for local newspapers, bulletin boards, all that kind of stuff. It's again, it's a little different because it's practitioner specific. So
Mhm.
that's why the word of mouth part might be the best, but it's fine, however we can get it out there. What Emily and I talked about also is that whoever does sign up, they'll get an email to fill out a Google form so that we will know um, that they understand that this is a practitioner focused event for practitioners. You know what we did last year, Emily? I don't know whose idea this was. I liked it with name tags and like we put our name and then what our
Oh, yeah.
chosen kind of what we wanted to put on there as our field of
Yeah.
practitioner, our practice. So that was kind of cool. Maybe we should think about that too, like if there's something more in that regard. But yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. Short and sweet. Thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see some of you next Friday. Okay. Bye.